think it'll be okay.
Thank you so much, Bill. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Resilient Unity of Orange County. How you doing today? It's so nice to see you guys here. It really, truly is. We like to get our vibration going by singing together. So if you would be so kind, please rise and sing with me. I release and I let go. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. All right, you guys sound wonderful today. While you're standing, take a second and let's welcome our Unity neighbor. I snuck my lyric sheet here so that you got to stand and not have to worry about it. Yeah, it'll work out. And as you return to your seats, you may be seated, and let's welcome Reverend Annie to the platform.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to say something really briefly before we actually begin the service. I wasn't here last week, but I understand there was a situation that happened, and I put together a few words just from my heart to my church family's heart. And for the listening audience, as you may know, a beloved member of our Unity family last week experienced an unfortunate episode during the service. It was unexpected, unsettling moment for many, and I know that some of you may have felt fearful, concerned, and even hesitant about coming to church today. Please know that you are safe, you are loved. And as a spiritual community, this is our moment, not to turn away, but to turn toward one another, to come together in peace, in love, and in compassion. This is who we are. We are a community of spiritual seekers, yes, but also deep feelers and sacred supporters. And so we hold space today, not only for our own emotions, but also for our dear sister who experienced the episode. We hold her in the highest light of God. We affirm her wholeness, her healing, and her peace. Unity teaches us that love is greater than fear, and that every seeming disruption can be an invitation to remember who we are. A spiritual family, anchored in divine love, covered by God's grace, safe in spirit. Let us continue to stand together today in that truth. Let us continue to hold this sanctuary as a place of refuge and transformation. And let us keep choosing love again and again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Annie. So appreciate your words and that reminder, that we are love. Let's just take a deep breath in together and out. Well, welcome to Unity of Orange County. And those watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us today. And if you want to be reminded of when we meet, hit subscribe, and there's a little bell that you can hit too, and that will tell you when we're starting. All right, so we always start our service by affirming our prayer for our church, our vision, and our mission statement. So let's start with a prayer for our church. God is our strength, our substance, our source, and our supply. We open our minds to divine ideas, and we are grateful for the flow of good in our ministries. And our vision statement? We are love, honoring the divine in all. Mission statement: we awaken, inspire, and transform lives through loving kindness, education, and service. And at this time, I'd like to thank those who make this service possible. First, we have our music director, Tom, our keyboardist and choir director, Bill. We have Aaron on camera today, and Waverly is streaming. Our trustee today is Stephanie, and our greeters are Stephanie and Ellen. I'm sorry, Stephanie and Ellen, yeah. Wow, Stephanie, you're busy today. And then hospitality is provided by the board today. Awesome. Woohoo, yay, Lord. Our speaker today is Reverend Annie, and right? So happy to have her here. And her talk title is A Declaration of Inner Independence. Just as a nation declares its independence from the rule of another power, from systems that no longer serve its highest good, we too can declare an inner independence from fear, scarcity, and self-doubt. And the affirmation she provided: today I declare my inner independence from fear and doubt. I am rooted in truth, guided by love, empowered by spirit. I am free to live boldly, speak truthfully, and love fully. Nothing outside of me defines me. The power of God within me sets me free. It's amazing. I feel like I've already learned. All right, and also for our music today, we have our Unity Choir. So excited to have you. Thank you for being here. So we have some announcements. Today, after service, we'll be having our town hall meeting. You're all invited to stay, and it'll be a time where we can answer your questions and be here as support for whatever's coming up for you. We are also starting our search for a new minister, so we're holding that space and holding that light. And do we have the slide for the minister affirmation? Yep, okay. So let's say that together. Centered in Christ's consciousness, we are guided to our right and perfect minister as they are guided to us. Yay! And also, as you know, we will have prayer chaplains available after our service today. Thank you so much.
Some say you can.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic. One more round of applause. And also, amazing job on the solo. All right, it is time to get ready for our daily word and meditation, though I hardly think we need it after that.
I know.
But let us go ahead and sing a song and an affirmation together. As you sing this, I want you to think about the words, because they are, in fact, a prayer. Here we go. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers, looped into what they're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Let's invite Reverend Annie back up again.
And so I began by lighting this Christ candle, or the consciousness candle, knowing that as I use this candle lighter and see this candle with the flame coming up from the candle, I know that it symbolizes the light within me, the consciousness within me, and the consciousness within all of us. I know, too, that the light, even though it dissipates the darkness, it continues, it works hand in hand with the darkness. So while there is darkness and then there's light, we let this be a reminder that this lighted candle represents our own consciousness. We are the light of the world. And so in that same spirit, we have before us a prayer box that is containing prayer requests that our community has submitted for prayer. And so it is my honor to stand in affirming that the answers to these prayers have already been answered, knowing that there is a power and a presence and an activity that I call God, that is all powerful, everywhere present, always active in and through my life and in the life of every person on this planet. Whether their prayer request is submitted in this prayer box or not, I know that my words ignite that flame of healing, that flame of wholeness, that flame of peacefulness. And I know that the answers is already arriving to us. And I know that whoever submitted the prayer request, there's a light of God that shines upon their pathway. And know that while we may not recognize the answer, it is manifesting right here and right now. So with gratitude for standing in wholeness, for gratitude for witnessing the answers to these prayers, I simply release this word into that law of infinite possibilities, knowing it is done and it is done now, and the only thing I can do is acknowledge, and so it is. Amen. And our daily word for today, Sunday, June 29th, release. I release and move forward with a grateful heart. Although any experience can be seen as a gift bringing new insights or deeper understanding, it may be hard to appreciate it at first. When I struggle to release a painful memory, I can open my mind and heart to better receive the gift of that experience. For instance, learning why a relationship ended with me, where I can grow in understanding and empathy. Feeling the unconditional love of God, I forgive my past weaknesses and make amends where I can. When I recognize that holding on to resentment hurts only me, I can release easily, release it, and forgive. blessed the power of release and grateful for the power of God within. I move forward, ready to live and to love fully again. And the scripture from Genesis chapter 32, verse 26, then he said, let me go, for the day is breaking. But Jacob said, I will not let you go until you bless me. And we move into the silence with our meditation. And let us just know as we settle in to this high energy vibration, to this life, to this day, let us realize there is a place within us that has always been free, a place untouched by fear, unshaken by circumstances. It is the light within us right now, our divine essence, our unchanging truth. Let us dwell there for just a moment. Let us dwell in this stillness. Let us let go of anything that binds us, any old stories, any outdated beliefs, any weight we no longer need to carry. And then we breathe in. And then we breathe out. And in the spirit of knowing our own freedom, we realize, we recognize, we know we are free to choose peace. We are free to forgive. We are free to begin again. We are free to live as radiant, powerful souls that we really are. And so we allow this truth to rise within us. And we can gently and lovingly say to ourselves, my freedom is not earned. It is inherited. It is divine. It is eternal. And we hold that sacred place for just a moment. And then let us return back to this moment in time, returning to this sacred space where we are right now. As we feel our bodies supported by the chair, feel our bodies sitting in the chairs, our feet planted on the floor, let us affirm, I am free. I am unlimited. Right now. Right now. And I rest in the quietness for a few moments.
Beautiful for Spain.
Wow. That song just really gets me. I mean, the words, the way you sang it, it just absolutely just does something to me. And I hope you were able to share that vibrant moment, that spiritual moment, that deep calling. Thank you. Thank you. That was just wonderful. So here we are. June 29th. This is the last. June went by really, really quick. But you know, it was packed. It was packed with stuff going on, I know, in my life. And most of the active community life, there was a lot going on. And it just went by me just really quickly. I know there's always 30 days in every month except for February. But, you know, it goes by. But, you know, life has taken on a different meaning for me now. And in terms of I lose track of time and I get so involved in life, but it's really good. And so I was reflecting back on that, how June has been a real packed-filled month. This is one more day, but the Pride Month was in June, and we saw all the absolutely amazing celebrations throughout the country where people were celebrating who they are, celebrating who they love, celebrating living in a free country. We also celebrated Juneteenth, celebrating the ending of the last group of people who found out their freedom, and that was Juneteenth. So we had that amazing celebration this month, and so now here we are coming into July 4th. So it's big. So I thought about, in writing this talk, about how we are and how we got there and how we can move forward as a nation, not so much as a nation, but as a human being, as a spiritual being, navigating this human experience. And one of the things that caught my attention recently is the document, one of the founding documents that's in the Constitution, and it's our Declaration of Independence. And I'm telling you, I looked at that Declaration of Independence in a different way, and it inspired me to write this talk, and it also inspired me to look at my own life and creating my own inner independence. And this is how I got there, and I'll show you. I'm going to read, I believe it's called the preamble, part of the beginning of the Declaration of Independence. In that document, it says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Pursuit of happiness. So keep that in mind. The Declaration does not grant happiness. It grants the pursuit of happiness. And so I started looking at that, and you know, our forefathers were very, very insightful when they wrote these words. At least it was clear to me. So when they wrote this Declaration of Independence, for me, what I did was I looked at those words. It says, we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Endowed means permanently gifted. We came into this world. We are gifted with these rights. I looked a little bit up about what endowed mean. So it says endowed by their Creator means that the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are believed to be given by all people by God, not by government or human authority. It means it cannot be taken away. Do we get that? We are endowed by our Creator. We have been given this gift, and it cannot be taken away. So I urge you to not be fooled or tricked by what's going on in the media. Certain things can be taken away. Books may be taken away. Laws may be taken away. The human laws may be taken away. but we are endowed by our Creator. We have these rights. And these inalienable rights, they are inherent in all individuals. So it says inalienable rights are fundamental rights inherent in all individuals, can be considered to be natural and not dependent on government or legal systems. They are often described as unalienable and understood to be rights that cannot be taken away, transferred, or surrendered. So where are we with that today? Are we standing up, holding on to our inalienable rights that are guaranteed to us by the Creator? That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Are we surrendering those rights to the human hands? Or are we in a position to take them back? We are endowed by a Creator. And we know in Unity, we teach you all about that Unity about that Creator. Universal intelligence, divine wisdom, all powerful, everywhere present, always active, always available. We are endowed with that. I know in many cases in my life, I forgot. And so I can remember that I am endowed by my Creator with these inalienable rights. That among these, this is not even all of them, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Pursue happiness. Can you imagine? Well, do imagine. Just imagine there is nothing standing in your way. There are no fences, no chains, no judgments that can stop you from imagining what rights you have. You have the right to love who you want to love. You have a right to worship where you want to. You have a right to commune with your neighbors. We have these rights that have been given to us. And so this is not for us to beat ourselves up because we haven't recognized them. It's an opportunity to take the next step. And as I read the Declaration of Independence, I was a child growing up in the South where it was very, very racist. A time when your skin color determined your seat, where you sat on the bus, where you could go to school, which water fountain you were allowed to drink from. I didn't feel like I had those inalienable rights. And even as an adult, I didn't feel I had those rights. And the people who raised me, they didn't know about them. So I can't even hold that against them because they didn't know. Not because they didn't believe, but because they were focused on surviving. They had a job to do. They were in that state of mind where survival was the most important thing in keeping their family safe. And so it wasn't until I found out and got into this New Thought movement. My foundational treatment is with religious science and science of mind. And yours may have been Unity. The New Thought movement is very closely knitted. A lot of the founders work together, and a lot of their materials are all the same. So when I talk about science of mind, I'm also talking about Unity because the principles are basically the same. They have those principles. And when I got into this movement, it was not easy. It was not easy to recognize the truth because it was a foreign concept to me. It was foreign to me that I had these inalienable rights for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I didn't realize that these rights were not given to me by man. They were given to me when I was born into this life experience. So it's an opportunity. And as I studied, and I'm saying this to you because here's an opportunity for us to take this and go deeper with. I did all of the classes, and I did all of the workshops, and I did all the teaching. And what I started to slowly, little by little, I began to grasp, little by little, that I was not my skin color. The teachings helped me to realize that I am not my skin color. I am not my history. I am created in the image and likeness of the divine itself. Some call it God, some call it spirit, some call it universal intelligence. There are many names, but there is that one creator. And that creator endowed us with this, and it can never be taken away from us. So little by little, as I said, much resistance, a lot of fear, I began to construct my own inner independence. And I would love to stand here and say to you that developing and constructing your inner independence is easy. That has not been my experience. But if you look at the Constitution, it doesn't say anything about being easy. If you look at the founding Constitution for Unity of Orange County, I don't believe it says anything about it being easy. When I look at the founders of Science of Mind and all of their declarations, it never says anything about easy. But we have the right to pursue easiness. If we want easy, pursue easy. It's not up to human. And I realize that we have, unbeknownst to our higher self, that we have given away that power. And if the power that the world gives, the world can take it away. And we can see what's going on in our country today with our freedoms and with our rights, and with our rights to love, with our rights to live, with our rights to read. This should not be political. This should be human. This should be divine. This should go to the court of divine justice. We should take our issues to God, to spirit, to universal intelligence, and say, I want my independence from this world where my human self is being trapped by laws that don't make any sense. My human self is confused by a law that was this way today, and now that law is superseded by something else. Our human self is the creator of all. And we can take it. We tell you, there's a song, take it to the Lord in prayer, take it to God in prayer. This is what we can do. We can we are free to take anything into prayer. We are free to claim interdependence. And it's okay to start from scratch. And that's what we got to do. And that's one of the things that we get in this philosophy. So when I talk about interdependence, and I'll tell you what interdependence looks like for me on my journey, and some of it might be true for you. So it means for me, and what it looks like for me now is I do not wait for the world to recognize my worth. If I wait for the world to recognize my worth, I might as well be back in Alabama, on the farm, picking cotton for 2 cents a pound, if I wait for the world to recognize my worth. It means for me that I speak truth, even when it trembles. It means for me, when I hear an off-color joke, I don't laugh. And I can speak up and say, I don't agree with that. It means for me that I can stop at any time and recognize if I'm going in a different direction. It means for me that I can release what no longer serves me. It means for me that I don't have to accept shame in my life anymore. It means to me that I don't have to accept what the world terms as being rich. I am endowed by my Creator. And if I see myself as rich, I don't need to compare myself with what the world calls rich. It means for me, I live a life that's grounded in spiritual principles. And you know about these spiritual principles because we read them, unity principles, we read them every Sunday after service. We read them. One of the books that I've been reading, I have lots of books that I'm giving away now, and I found this reading by Alan Cohen. And he wrote this about inner freedom. He says in his daily inspiration guide, and he offers these words for the 4th of July. He says, "Today we celebrate the birth of our free nation. Yet, even more important than national freedom is internal freedom. We may live in a democratic society, but unless we are free of inner bondage, of fear and separation, we are not truly free. Today, break free of the power you have given over others to make or break your life. Take back your power now. No one can hurt you. No one can save you unless you ordain it. Today, declare a revolution against the old dictators of self-doubt, attack thoughts, and jealousy." I thought that was so profound. Even when the world denies our outer liberty, we can still claim our inner freedom. And we ought to be doing it all the time. In my experience, that's the only way it works, is to be doing it all the time. This understanding brings us directly to the heart of New Thought and Unity teaching. Unity principles affirm that there is one presence, one power active in the universe, and it is ours and it is our lives. God, the good, omnipotent. That same power lives within each of us. It's not discriminated. It doesn't discriminate whether you're black or white or gay or straight or whether you're American or Hungarian. It doesn't discriminate. We are spiritual beings having this human experience, and our true essence is divine. That's who we are. And it kind of feels good. I like wearing it. I like wearing who I am. And if you notice, sometimes almost every Sunday when I come here, I have a different name. I'm not going to be in the box anymore. I am out of the box. And so I choose names like love. So when you look at me, you say, "Hello, love." Or you say, "Hello, unity." "Hello, peace." You don't necessarily need to wear an outward sign on your clothing to identify who you are. We are endowed by our Creator to do what is right, to be who we are. When we recognize that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, we are also affirming another principle in unity, that our very nature is divine and that we are inherently worthy, whole, and free. Freedom is not something we wait for. It's not something we wait for. It is something we claim by aligning our thoughts with truth, by releasing fear and separation, and by stepping fully into the light of God within. And sometimes that can be scary. It can be in the unknown. But if we stay guided in principles, the universe takes care of us. I remember when I first came to California, I grew up in Alabama. And the neighbors, everybody knew each other. We supported each other. We loved. If you walk to the store and someone's driving down the road, they give you a ride. And so you just get in the car and go for a ride. So I carried that with me, and I felt free. So I came to California, and I lived with my brother, and I was pretty much on my own. So my brother would tell me where to go, and he'd write the instructions. So one day I went to the bus stop, because my brother told me to go to this bus stop. And I was sitting on the bus stop, and this car of gentlemen men came by, and they saw me looking homely and country-like and everything, and they said, "You want to ride?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, yeah. So I got in the car. And immediately I could smell alcohol. And immediately I knew that, I had a sense that this was not a good decision. This was not a good decision. I couldn't get out of the car and run because I didn't know where to run to. So I sat there, and they kept looking in the rearview mirror, and they kept talking, and I told them where I was going. And it seems like they had my address, and they were going to take me where I was going. That's what it seemed like. And so right behind them was a police car. And that police car followed them until I got out of the car and went to the address that I had. And once I got out of the car and they drove on, the police car drove right along too. And I just thought, wow, that was God in action. Even though it was a stupid thing on my part to do, my father was a praying man, and I believe that his prayers really saved me. And I also know that there is a divine intelligence within me. I also know that the Creator within me, if we follow principles, if we love, if we recognize our independence, because I actually thought I was independent. I thought I was independent. By gosh, I know where I was going. It was for a job interview. I had the instructions, and I am going to get this job. And so I did what I was supposed to do. And I made a mistake. And I was saved by God's grace. So I share that story to say sometimes our life experiences may lead us to a circumstance or event that may not seem to our highest and best good. But if we know that we are endowed by our Creator, and we know that our intent is good, and maybe not knowing what else to do was a good thing for me, because I felt I was saved, I was protected. And so these kinds of stories are happening in our lives right now, where sometimes the rug is pulling out from under us. We lost a job. The company is shut down. These are all those kinds of circumstances that might cause stir and cause fear. But we've got that inner independence. We have that power, that protection. So when we go about our lives today, when we're facing these scary events, these scary situations, the news, you turn on the radio, there are these scary events. We literally, when we buy into that, we literally are getting into that car with those ill-fated drivers, because those are the noise, you know, the lies, the truth. Whatever the news media, the mainstream media is telling us is an invitation to get in that car that I was in. But once we get in that car, there's an invitation to get out of it. So I don't even know where I was going with that story, but it sure sounded good. So getting back to the Declaration of Independence. So we have to dig ourselves out of these holes. And we do that with prayer, with meditation, with communing with each other. And prayer and meditation, I don't want to give you the wrong idea about prayer and meditation. They are good, but there's more. There's always more. We can't pray once a day and meditate once a day and declare our inner independence. We have to be watchful all day long. That's independence. When we feel a thought coming and it doesn't feel right, we have freedom to say, no, that doesn't feel right. If we don't understand, we have the freedom to say, I need more information about that. I'm not ready to make a decision about that because I don't have all of the facts. That is freedom. We have to start little by little. And as much as I love Sunday service, as much as I love prayer, and as much as I love meditation, if I only do it on Sunday, there are 7 days worth of gap. How are you going to maintain your inner independence when there's a 7-day gap? So we got to do something. We got to read. There's usually a book club that Diane and Howard, I believe, conduct. Read books, join book groups, read New Thought stuff. This is inner independence. This is freedom. I'm going to close with a prayer by Dr. Ernest Holmes, who is a founder of Science of Mind, Religious Science. And he says, "Today I enter into my divine inheritance, shaking my thoughts clear from the belief that external conditions are imposed upon me. I declare the freedom of my divine heritage. I possess the kingdom of God and all its fullness. I look sincerely and simply upon every object, every person, every situation. I wait at the doorway of my expectations until my acceptance grants me the privilege of beholding the face of God forevermore. I shall not wait long, for today I expect to see God's presence in all. I expect to don the seamless robe of divine unity. Today is my day. I live itself through me. I am free. And I say to you, today I declare my inner independence from fear and doubt. I am rooted in truth, guided by love, empowered by spirit. I am free to live boldly, speak truthfully, and love fully. Nothing outside of me defines me. The power of God within me sets me free. Today, I awaken to the truth of who I am. I no longer wait for the world to affirm my worth, for I am already here. It is already spoken into my being. I declare today my inner independence, and I wish for you your own inner independence. Namaste.
Wow. That was a fantastic talk. Reverend Annie, truth trembles. That really stuck with me. What a fantastic talk. Real quick, I wanted to have an acknowledgement and a real big hand for our Unity Choir. They were fantastic. You guys are so good today. Thank you guys so much for sharing your gifts. And our choir director, who gives of his time to put this choir together 3 times a year. So thank you guys for all of that. I knew I needed to choose a different song than normal when I saw Annie's synopsis than you might think about for 4th of July. This is a song about the world trying to get in. And in the song's kind of written to sound like it's a duo, but it's really us collectively, and not just within these walls, but us, those us's that we know that are out there. There is freedom within. There is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm towing my car. There's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing my suspicions, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the doors of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. All right, let's welcome Angie back to the platform.
Thank you. Wow, I was so into all that I forgot to turn on my pad again. So, Reverend Annie, that was an amazing talk. Like, yes, so amazing. Thank you for that. Whew, all right. I have to figure out where I am. Okay. Oh. So at this time, we practice our principle of giving and receiving. I'm going to invite you to hold a gift in your hand, or if you do this online or whatever, just hold that idea and that intention in your heart as we say our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And as our greeters bring forward our baskets, let's just talk for a moment about this idea of giving and receiving. You know, this practice is shared in the Bible in Luke 6:38, where it says, "Give, and it shall be given to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. For with the same measure that you measure with, it shall be measured back to you." So when we give in love, we receive from love. And we appreciate all of you so much because our church is solely funded through these donations and these offerings. So thank you so much for all that you share. There are different ways to donate. You can text 77977 and in the message write Unity of OC Give, or you can go to our website, which is so cool, right? We're in the future. Do we have any first-time visitors today? Nice. Yay. Thank you so much. So we would like to take a moment and just give you our blessing, if you're open to that. We love you. We bless you. And we appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you. Welcome, welcome. And if you get a chance, we do have some welcome packets up front, and there's a sheet there where you can, you can give us your information, we'll connect and give you so much love. All right, and then Reverend Annie, would you be willing to bless offering?
So I simply take much delight in blessing these offerings. It's already been said in Scripture that give and it is given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, shall men give into your storehouse. So I claim that storehouse of goodness for this Unity community and for all who have given, because it is given back to us in love and peace and joy and in total and absolute freedom. Thank you, universe. And so it is.
Amen.
All right, thank you so much for coming in today. We will be having our town hall meeting directly after the service, so you'll have about 5-10 minutes to go grab a snack, go grab some food, and come back in here, and then we can begin. But first, we're going to close with our peace song and our prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God, and the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. All together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.